violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
New tonight, a little girl is in serious condition after being shot. Detroit police say the girl and her 4-year-old cousin were playing with an assault rifle. Detroit Now's Ray Strickland reports.
We're pretty confident that there was no shots that came from outside.
Detroit police say the 3-year-old girl was playing with her cousin in the closet when she shot herself inside of a home on Littlefield near West Chicago after midnight Thursday morning.
It's just a unfortunate incident.
Police are now...
What is this little girl doing with a rifle? Please tell me. And you're in the closet. Playing with it is wild, but obviously they're kids, so they don't know no better. But where are the parents? Sisters, come get your kids.
Now questioning the girl's mother and others about the shooting and how the gun, an assault-style rifle, was found blocks away from the home.
We've talked to the mother, we've talked to the grandmother. I mean, there was aunts, uncles. I mean, there's a number of different family members that we've been talking to, and we're just trying to ascertain all the facts, and then we're going to make a determination as to whether someone should be charged.
Commander Michael Chambers says investigators are also working to find out who owned the gun. The incident is the second accidental shooting in the city involving a child in almost as many weeks on July 19th.
And there are a lot of strong, independent women who don't know where the hell their kids at. I just want to let that be known. And it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I know you can't be in your child's life 24/7, but to just miss them walking around with a whole rifle is kind of wild to me.
The 13-year-old boy shot and killed his 12-year-old cousin after they too were playing with a gun. Commander Chambers says this is a heartbreaking reminder to parents to lock up their guns.
It hurts me, you know what I mean? And it hurts everyone across the city. I mean, we don't want our children to get hurt and get injured, and that's why we need to put the guns away.
Reporting in Detroit, Ray Strickland, Detroit Now News at 10.
We do want to get to our breaking news that we have been following, a troubling story out of Detroit's West Side.
That's where a 3-year-old girl was rushed to the hospital after she was shot. Nick Monticelli is live there at the house where it happened. And Nick, what can you tell us?
So, Sandra, it sounds like this little girl may have found a gun that was unattended in the home here behind me, was playing with it, and then accidentally shot herself. Take a look at this map. This happening on Littlefield near Plymouth and Greenfield on Detroit's West Side just after midnight. When you see this video here, you understand why it's not a situation where it was a drive-by shooting or something else where the bullets came from outside in, because it's kind of a quieter, calmer scene. Again, Detroit police detectives saying that they are getting conflicting stories from the family.
Uh-oh. Conflicting stories from the family. Whose strap was it? Come on. Somebody fess up.
And that likely has to do with whose gun was found inside of the home. And then again, the girl playing with it and then accidentally shooting herself. A family member rushed this little girl to Henry Ford Hospital. From there, she was transported to Children's Hospital, where she has already had surgery. And according to the family, is out of surgery, is recovering in her room, and is up and playing around, and is expected to be just fine. But as we come back out here live, one of the things you can expect to see in the coming days is some kind of charge, because usually with cases like this, the way...
Yes, we definitely need some charges brought up. Okay? These super single mother negligent gremlins are on demon time.
County prosecutor likes to charge adults that are in the home who were, I don't want to use the word negligent, but those usually the charges that come about.
Why don't you want to use the word negligent? That was exactly what it was. Why not use the word negligent? Maybe because it's too close to the N-word.
When they give or allow access to a firearm, put it in a situation where this little girl could find it, play with it, and shoot herself. So just stay tuned to see if any charges are filed against somebody who was inside of this house. We're live on the west side. Nick Monticelli, Local 4 News today.
Yeah, and we've seen it happen time and time again. All right, thank you, Nick.
I'm told that worker is still pretty shaken up. She was left with some injuries after that attack. The sheriff says there's no justification for what happened here, and the person responsible needs to be off the street.
Somebody out there knows who did this.
Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard is talking about this woman. She's wanted for beating up a cashier at the...
Hey, she got a whole... I mean, at least she's gone natural. She got the whole 1980s fro. Geez, she looked like damn a basketball player or something. Them old school basketball players, Dr. J with the afro. At least she going natural.
Meyer on Marketplace Circle in Rochester Hills set off over using the wrong checkout line.
She had way too many items for that self-scanner for that section, and so the employee, the cashier, said, "You can't scan those here," and she clearly wasn't happy with what she was told.
And yeah, you can't tell these super gremlins anything, especially these super sister gremlins on demon time. Okay, they are not trying to hear nothing you got to say. They strong and independent, and she probably was gonna walk out with a lot of those groceries. Okay, this is a normal routine. Overload your buggy and then just scan like 6, 7, maybe even 10 items and then walk out with the rest. That's the game. It's happening frequently. And I think that's probably what her motive was. But then she didn't expect to get called out.
Bouchard says the woman, who was with 2 young girls, followed the cashier into the bathroom, kicked open the stall, causing the metal door to hit the cashier's head.
And she was with 2 young girls, her kids probably, and she attacked another woman. So much for female solidarity.
And then attacked her after she came out.
Grabbed her by the hair, threw her to the ground, repeatedly punched her. It was so violent, actually, there was a clump of the victim's hair on the ground that our deputies recovered.
Shoppers are stunned.
And yes, these sisters will pull your hair out. Because they mad you got some hair, boy, let me tell you.
It's never that serious. Just pick up your items and go.
It is kind of scary. If that's going to happen at the Meyer, what do you expect later?
Bouchard says outbursts of this sort, while rare, seem to be happening more and more across the country.
Well, I think a lot of people are feeling more tense. They felt anxiety, they felt isolated. And so we're seeing anger in general, depression in general have risen. But that's never an acceptable excuse for violence. We'll do everything we can to hold that person accountable, but we need your help.
The sheriff's office says the suspect drove off in a late model green Chevy Traverse. Anyone that can identify her is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. There's a $1,000 reward for information leading to her arrest. And remember, you can remain anonymous. In Rochester Hills, I'm Randy Wembley, and this is The Edge.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Give you the shirt off its back.
Jason Riddle's family holds on to the good times and memories.
Good guy, sincere, very loving guy.
But now Riddle's family is at a loss.
No answers. It's been a struggle. Still in a coma. Still unconscious. Not sure if he's going to make it or not. just a lot of questions.
Family tells us Riddle was severely beaten at the end of last month near First and Bagley in downtown Detroit.
Did he go to a casino? Did he go to a restaurant? We don't know if he walked there, if he drove there. If we're praying the camera shows exactly what happened. But the strikes to the back of his head cost.
And this is the cowardice of a lot of these super gremlins on the street. They call it stealing off. He stole off a hit and was able to beat this man into a coma. Hit him from the back. And the rest is history, guys. I mean, you got to watch out no matter where you are, what time it is. I mean, they're getting brazen. This is in downtown Detroit. And it just looks like there's no fear of consequence.
Severe brain trauma.
Family says people passing by called 911. Then first responders rushed Riddle to a nearby hospital. But Riddle's family says his cell phone and wallet with his ID were missing.
He remained at John Doe, I think, for 4 days. And they found a tattoo on his person with his son's name and his son's birthday.
Using that information, Riddle's family says hospital staff eventually contacted them. Now they're anxiously waiting to see if the Southwest Detroit man will wake up. Meanwhile, his family has a message for who's responsible.
I'm not here for revenge or out to get anyone, but, come on, turn yourself in.
And see, that's the issue. We need some revenge. We need some people to get angry. We need some people to see what is going on, and maybe it'll deter some of these deplorable actions that are taking place continually in these major cities across the U.S.
Do the right thing. You know what I mean? You're just going to carry this around with you the rest of your life.
Detroit police are continuing to investigate. If you have any information, police want to hear from you. In downtown Detroit, Veronica Meadows, Fox 2 News.
Details circumstances surrounding an early morning shooting in Detroit tonight. Police believe a 14-year-old shot his own grandmother during an argument.
Wow.
We get details now from Fox 2's Hillary Golston.
Unusual circumstance. You've got a 14-year-old with a weapon, using the weapon on the grandmother. So we have a number of concerns and a number of issues that we're going to be looking into.
Unusual to say the least. 3:45 in the morning, 8800 block of Nodell. Police get the call. A 56-year-old grandma shot in the hip area by her 14-year-old grandson.
Wow. And these grandmamas are raising a lot of these super gremlins, and they just can't control them. They have no control, and I don't blame the grandmama. Grandmama didn't sign up to raise kids after she don't already raise her kids. Okay? That's the mama's job. But it looks like that age-old phrase, sisters, come get your kids, is true at the end of the day.
The bullet just grazing her as she sat in a vehicle.
The teenager was outside of the vehicle, and again, it appears that this happened as a result of some type of family dispute.
The motive for the shooting will take time to investigate, but as of now, here's what police know about what this disagreement was over.
Subject to change, but my understanding is it has to do with perhaps someone he was involved in a relationship with, and who's a little bit older, or a lot older actually, and we're looking into that as well.
Wow. So it looks like this super teen gremlin on Demon Time is with someone who is a lot older. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but obviously grandmama wasn't having it. She said, not in this house. Oh no. And she confronted him, probably told him that he couldn't see that individual anymore. And that got him angry. That got him mad. And he decided to shoot his own grandma. These super teen gremlins are on Demon Time.
Police believe that grandma was in the vehicle with someone else when she was struck. Questions abound, like How did this 14-year-old get a gun to begin with?
He should not have ever had possession of a weapon at that age.
Do we know how he got it?
We're going to find all that out. The investigators are looking into that now. You've got a 14-year-old who has possession of a weapon, who is outside at 3:45 a.m. So we've got some parental responsibility concerns that we're going to be looking into with this case as well.
Chief James White says it's not out of the realm of possibility the child's parent or parents could be charged. Detroit police are working.
That's what I'm talking about. Start bringing these parents into the fold and charging them with something. Negligence, like the the glider refused to say earlier. Hit them with something, because there needs to be repercussions for them allowing they super gremlin kids to run the street with no type of authority and no type of consequences.
Working on a warrant package now, and will submit that to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. The prosecutor will make the call on charges. Hillary Golston, Fox News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.